Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner. I'm continue on with the Hammer and an Anvil campaign out of Space Hulk Ascension. Playing with the Ultramarine Space Marine chapter. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of leveling up from last mission. So we have our librarian who leveled up to level 4. We're going to go ahead and give him a point of agility. Just look at some other things. It looks like he can have a third psychic power now. And go ahead and give him this ability. That should be everything for him. Oh, it looks like he has another skill. Oh, well, that sounds very useful. Thank you very much. Okay, now this guy has a new skill available, which I'm not all that interested in. Looks like a 5% bonus to his melee attacks. Not really all that useful. Go ahead and give him his attributes. Of these, I could give him weapon skill and willpower at this level, but I really honestly think ballistic skill is more important for him. Let's see, equipment-wise, we have another thing available, which is a motion detector, which allows us to boost our range by 3. Otherwise, you know what? I think we're going to stick with the frag mine, because I think with this, the motion sensor, we don't need the server skull scanner. So I think that's the loadout I'm going to go with. So that should do all of our level ups. So let's go back to the mission map. Okay, it's saying that I still have things. What did I not look at? Skills. Oh, okay. I looked at the skills, but for some reason it just didn't count. Okay. And he still has a golden eagle thing. Alright. Now, hopefully it's gone. Alright, it's not gone. I don't know what his problem is. Oh, well. So, now that we have that taken care of, let's look at the missions. So, we've got 2, looks like hard missions. And they're both one squad missions. We have one where you survive a Gene Stealer ambush as you seek the main Ultramarine force. It's to survive 16 turns. And this one is deliver antimatter bombs to the pinned down squad. We have to lower antimatter bombs. So I'm going to do this one just because we've been doing a lot of like survive, kill this many Gene Stealer missions lately, and just kind of changing of pace. I'm going to go in with Severus because we just played with Aurelius last mission as we were leveling them up. So let's go ahead and get into the mission. Now both of them were hard difficulty, so that's what we have to expect. Okay, the strike force has made contact with the missing squad. They are alive, but pinned in a waste disposal facility by a fierce Gene Stealer assault. There is no way to reach them directly without opening up the rest of the force to a counterattack, but the captain has a plan. Amongst the weapons recovered from the armorium were a cache of powerful antimatter bombs, ancient technology long lost to the Imperium. Adeptus Mechanicus will no doubt be overjoyed by the discovery, but one of the explosives can be spared to allow your brothers to the chance to escape. Your squad must deliver the bomb to a gantry room above the waste disposal facility and lower it to the beleaguered Terminators. Lower antimatter bombs is our
Sergeant
objective.
of the squad, accept your
So we're just going to go to the deployment. And the first Terminator I'm going to go in with is this one, just because he has more action points to work with.
I shall not fail.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a room here with 2 doors. I'm going to have him go down to this door, open it for my other Marines. And open door. Then I'm going to have my Flamer spawn in.
The Emperor's finest.
And come here and yeah,
Moving
he has enough action
coordinates.
points to open this door for us. Okay, open door. Now we're going to get one of these.
Ready as
Put
commanded.
him here and turn. Overwatch. And next guy comes in.
Terminator ready.
Perfect.
With all due
We
haste.
can put an Overwatch down. I might have been able to do this a little bit more efficiently, get that guy in one more space.
Watching for enemy
Overwatch.
contact.
Then we'll put our
Awaiting your command.
sergeant in. And have him go this way.
Clear a path.
Okay. So that should be set up for this turn. Okay, let's move here. Looks like we can get this Overwatch over. Looks like because of our sergeant, we can get here and get our Overwatch down this hall. Okay.
Let them come.
So this guy might not have enough action points. No, it doesn't look like it. So I'm going to have him move up a couple steps just to look at things and survey things. Okay, so this looks like a bend and these two things connect. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move up.
Moving to target coordinates.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough action points to actually do an Overwatch. But because these connect, he's already giving us an Overwatch. Okay, so let's get our sergeant in there behind. Not sure exactly how to use the flamer in this situation. So I'm probably going to have the flamer come down this way. And to save action points, we'll do that. And we'll have this guy bring up the rear. It looks like he's the one with the anti-monitor bombs. I'm assuming by that little... Oh, why did I turn that way? I should have enough action points to fix that, though. Okay. That should be a good second turn. I don't see any gene stealers yet. So we'll assume that the spawners are pretty far away because we've got all of this area that we would be able to see them in if they were there. Kind of hard to see here what's going on here. Looks like that is some kind of... Okay, so those are things I don't think that they can come from that direction from what I can see. Looks like just decoration. That's one thing that's kind of tough about this game sometimes is the way that the terrain is. You can't really be sure of anything. Okay, so we've got a door here. Still no visuals on enemy. Alright, this guy can at least move up to here and put an Overwatch down. What I might actually do is have this guy, because he has the action points for it, move here, turn, and then Overwatch, and that way we've got a closer Overwatch. Don't know if that makes strategic sense, but that's what we're going to do.
Let them come.
And then this guy will be our rear Overwatch, right here.
Multiple targets acquired.
Okay. So he's seeing people and they're way down here. So yeah, the gene stealers are really far away because we've got all this vision. And by the way, the point we need to get to is over here. So this might be the way we end up going, but you never know with how dark everything is. This might be the more efficient path over here somewhere. And probably both ways get you there. It's hard to say though. Sometimes they're dead ends. Well, let's get our flamer up.
Objective logged.
And then the guy with the objective right behind. And I think we're pretty well set up. Oh, I forgot to Overwatch. That would have been a mistake.
They will fall.
Even though they're, as I said, there's nowhere near us. They're nowhere near us at the moment.
No mercy.
But they got there quick, didn't they? Okay. Well, this guy's just going to move up. Pretty simple. We just have him move up a couple spaces so we get an idea of what the terrain's like. Okay. So far, it just looks like a straight hall. Oop, no, we don't want to move like that.
Move.
Okay, so there must be a bend here, right here. Ooh, I don't know if I like being that close, but unfortunately that's what we're going to have to do. So I'm going to do an
Scanning for any
overwatch.
movement.
Okay. Now we have to deal with this situation. So I'm going to move here, turn, open the door. Okay, so we have 2 enemies we see, and I have enough points to shoot twice, and then I can back out. So we'll do that. Unfortunately he missed, but the second shot should be more accurate. He succeeded. So now he's just going to back out. Now I can approach this a couple different ways. I could have the flamer come down and hose this area down and kill probably a good number of those guys, which sounds like the smart thing to do, so that's what we're going to do. And because this is a wider hallway, this is probably the main way we're going to go, but it might be the way that we have the most resistance, so we have to be prepared for that. Okay, so at this point we could probably hose down, so let's see what wide fire is probably the best option in this particular instance. And that looks like a good attack option right there. Yep, right there. Possibly getting 4 of them killed. Okay. And bring him up and in. Then we'll have the sergeant follow up with an overwatch. Not that he really needs an overwatch, but and then this guy, he's going to go that way as well. Then these 2 guys are going to lock down this hallway. So looks like we can get 2 here. Set up for next turn. You know, they can't move through here, so might as well move as far as I can.
Target.
So I can better set up overwatches and things later. Okay. So we're pretty well set up. Except for this guy, he's not the best setup, but he's just going to have to make do. I know of at least 1 enemy, but there's possibly more that are out of my range. So let's go ahead and end our turn. Okay.
We have contact.
Wow, that's a lot of guys down there.
Where the alien.
Okay, so they're getting closer now, so he's definitely going to have to backpedal. So let's take off the overwatch and start backpedaling. And we probably have enough action points to backpedal 1 more time.
With all due haste.
And then put down an overwatch.
The enemy will fall before me.
And then this guy is just going to turn. He's going to reload. He's going to step back 1 space. And he's going to overwatch.
Affirmative.
That way that guy has room to move for later. But yeah, we're getting a lot of spawns in here. So let's take care of what we can take care of now, and then use flamers to take care of the rest, because geez, that's a lot of guys. And bolters wouldn't be able to handle that many, in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is just shoot at who I can shoot at. Okay, so I'm going to have this guy shoot first, because he's got the better chance to shoot. Okay, and shoot again. Okay, and shoot again. Alright. Okay. So, got 7 action points. If we move here and turn, that gives us 2 action points. And we could probably hose down almost all of these gene stealers. So that's what we're going to do.
Acknowledged.
But before we do that, I'd like to clear out as many of them as I can with bolters, because the more I clear out now, the better off I will be, in my opinion. So, move up one. Fortunately, he doesn't have the ability to smooth like that. Oh, I guess he can move and shoot a little bit. And we'll put one more shot down. Somehow miss. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to block off all of these gene stealers with the flame. So what I'm going to try and do is do this in a way that I can still put overwatches down. Let's shoot one more time.
Jabbed. Enemy sighted.
Alright, so let's just do a reload for that guy, for this last action point. So the sergeant has 2 action points. He can at least put down an overwatch if we need one. But the flamer's job right now is to hose down as much of this area as he can. That's not the best. Let's see what we get with a focused. That's looking pretty good. Okay, that's probably what we're going to end up doing. Unfortunately, that guy didn't get killed. So we're just going to put our overwatch down in case he does come out of the
enemy
flame.
contact.
Okay. And hopefully they bottleneck their guys here and we can just keep hitting them with flame pretty much. And this guy we already figured out, so we need to end our turn. I'm really hoping this guy doesn't hurt us. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was just stupid AI that he walked right on the plane there. Okay, this guy really needs to defend himself well.
My weapon is jammed. Target.
Okay, it looks like he did a
They
good
are
job.
close.
So let's backpedal, and probably he's going to have to make his stand here because I have to both cool off and reload. One step backwards, although it would get him further away. He'd only have enough action points to reload and then set up the overwatch. So chances that he'll overheat are pretty high. At the same time, though, he'd have... it might be a wise idea. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I probably will do that, actually, now that I say that. Yeah, that was the right move, I think. So we're going to reload and overwatch.
Weapon at the ready.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have this guy backpedal one more step. And the reason is if this guy gets in trouble with overheating and what have you, he can step either direction and let this guy take care of the hull. So that sets us up good. Now we have to deal with all this nonsense, which it looks like we have at least one spawner in, but possibly more because of how many gene stealers we have here. Again, I don't know what the limitation for the gene stealers is on how they spawn in. We may even just be able to do a flame attack from here. I want to do a wide angle. Okay, probably I need to get closer. So I'm going to get closer first. And it's doing that thing where it glitches and doesn't show me the overlay of where he can move. Okay, so at least we get one more space out of this. Let's try and see if we can get a better shot here. Okay, that looks like it covers more area, which I like. And hopefully killing more of these gene stealers. But I don't want to use the flamer too heavy. Now somebody in comments said that you can reload the flamer, but I'm not really sure how you would do that because normally there's an icon here to reload. But it may be that you have to wait until the flamer actually runs out before you can reload it. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's just move up and to here, and reload. The Gene Stealer shouldn't be able to get to us this turn. But on the other hand, though, by doing it this way, it gives them a chance to bunch up and be more of a problem. So we're going to reload. This guy's going to come around. Well, I might as well move up. Okay, so now we get more of an idea of what's going on here. So there's another spawner. We've got 2 spawners here and 1 up there. And we do have a bunch of guys here, and it looks like there's a path here. So we're probably going to get a big bunch of guys here, which is going to be problematic. We're going to have this guy step up, just to give us a little bit of versatility and see a little bit further. Okay. Over here, I think I have everything situated the way I want it. So we're mostly going to keep eyes up here because that's mostly where the enemy's going to be. This, unfortunately, has to be a defensive position because it looks like they're just constantly sending guys up here. And while that is the case, and while we have this bend here, I'm going to have to essentially play this way, defensively. This is tough, mostly because of the way that the map is set up. And as long as I see Gene Stealers here, that's exactly how I'm going to play with these guys, is I'm going to continue to be conservative. If they stop sending spawns over here, I'll move up, but until they do that, I'm not sure how confident I am. Okay, now we have a real problem because these Gene Stealers are really bunching up here, and it's going to be more than probably these guys can handle with the distance that they have. So the Flamer's probably going to have to take care of them yet again. And this is kind of frustrating because they're really locking me down, essentially, by doing this. Alright, so that's not the best use of the flame. And possibly this is. Although, maybe with the long one we'll get what we want. It does look like they've changed the template a bit here with the long flame. That's probably what we're going to go for, and the reason I'm going to do that is it will kill off a couple of Gene Stealers, but it will also allow the Gene Stealers to come into that room so I can better deal with them. So let's do this action.
Cleanse the monstrosity.
And we will move up yet again. And hopefully we can deal with these guys. And as I said, if they keep putting spawns down here, they're going to stop putting spawns up here so we can go an alternate route. Okay. So they moved up, which is kind of what I wanted them to do. Okay, so I don't see any more contacts, so we're going to take advantage of this situation. I'm going to move up 3. I'm going to reload my bolter. I want to put an Overwatch down.
Contact.
And we're going to move up with this guy as well to do supporting. And hopefully we can take advantage of this situation, that they're spawning down here
Initiated.
rather than elsewhere. So let's put another flame attack down, and that looks like it will. It's frustrating because you want the guys to be able to move up, but at the same time, alright, I'm thinking about doing this. Because we really need to clear this area out, and although I only kill one Gene Stealer, at least blocks them off a little bit, and we get to move up a little bit more. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is move up to here. Not here, because then that's blocking. Here. And then we'll plan out the next turn. Really don't like this situation, though. And we're fast running out of flamer fuel. If we can't reload. So let's end the turn.
Contacts.
Okay. So we did get a spawn up here. Unfortunately. I have no idea how to deal with this. Because my idea was to come in this room and flame down this way. But then I have 2 gene stealers and more coming. And the way that this room bends, I can't take care of both sides. So let's see what we can get. Looks like we can do this again, although I don't know what that accomplishes. Alright. I'm gonna use a different tactic here.
Enemy sighted.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't get a shot off. So shoot once. Dead. Shoot again. Shoot again.
None shall survive.
Okay, back out. And reload. Okay. A wide fire like this. Or maybe not, let's see.
Confirmed kill.
Alright, I don't know if that did the best we could do. These guys are going to kind of just sit tight as they are, and hopefully we can take advantage of a lack of a spawn or something, and then maybe move up next time. Or, but the only problem is I can get to the corner. I may even have to move up too. Which is going to be dangerous. But that's the only way I can put down an Overwatch down the corner, so that is what we're going to do.
Weapon at the ready.
Move this guy up. Overwatch.
Weapon at the ready.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous about what's going on here. A lot depends on him being able to pull this off. Okay, it worked. So he's going to move here and turn.
Clear a path. We have contact. Beware the alien.
And then he doesn't really have a choice but to put an Overwatch down.
Weapon at the ready.
And then this guy is going to move here. Maybe even here would be a good idea, because then he'd get an Overwatch on this space, I think. So let's put the Overwatch down.
Flank secured.
Okay, so I think I'm actually set up this turn to do what I wanted to do, which was move here and then shoot flame in here. So this should work out better, I think. So we're going to use our sergeant again
Target.
to try and kill this guy.
Cleanse.
Okay, it worked. Now we're going to do the move that I want to do here, which is here, turn,
We have movement.
and just in the nick of time, I think. Okay, put down your white flame. It looks like that covers the most area. Let's do that. Then let's move him in a way that he's out of the way for the moment. And then this guy, he's going to move all the way down here. Is that a... Okay, there's a door here. Fortunately, I can't see too well beyond that, so I don't know if an extra space would be a good thing or not. But we're going to do it just for sake of not bunching my guys up.
Securing position.
And Overwatch.
Securing area.
Honestly, this turn worked out perfectly, because we got exactly what we needed to have happen. So we're going to move the sergeant in to work on our mission. And this guy's the guy that has the thing, right? So good. Alright, so we're getting him close to the objective. We could probably send the flamer in here to lock down these spawners. So then we only have this one spawner here to worry about and whatever spawners up here. So let's end our turn. Keep an eye on the areas that they're going to come from. Okay, that guy's dead. That guy's dead. Okay. Looks like we do have a vent here, so that's going to be tricky. And unfortunately, it looks like they spawned a couple guys in here, so it's going to make it difficult for me to lock this down. But I'll try and put like a wide flyer in here that kills the two of them, but also allows me to get in, which honestly I don't think I can do. I mean, that would allow me to do it, but it's an awful risk.
Our righteous kill.
Okay. Well, that's no good. That's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. Well, we'll move down here and deal with it when we need to deal with it. Because I think that Gene Stealer can just step out of the fire and kill me, but I don't know how else to deal with this. And there is no way of reloading the flamer. Whoever told me that is not correct. That there is no button here to reload the flamer. Once you're out, you're out. I have the action points to reload the flamer. There is no action to do that. So whoever told me that, you are not correct. That is not indeed the case. You know what? I'm going to go over here instead of where I am, because I honestly just think that I'll just get that guy killed. What I probably should do is move him up here and do an overwatch. We're going to do an overwatch anyway, even though we do need reloads pretty badly.
Overwatch.
And then this guy is just going to do a couple steps back. And then probably renew the overwatch.
Watching for enemy contact.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. I don't think going in this direction is wise anymore. Not unless we're able to lock down a spawner, which I think the risk is greater than the reward. So this guy is going to go this way. That's not what I want. We're going to turn around. Move here. See what's over here. Just not quite to being able to lock down that spawner. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to move one step up, reload, and then put an overwatch down. Not that I can really see anything with this overwatch, but I think it's just a good idea. And then this guy is going to move here, turn, and overwatch. And then we'll have this hallway, might as well have him backpedal. We'll have this hallway locked down so that the rest of the team can go down here and do what they need to do. Okay. So let's excuse me.
They are close.
Oops. Forgot to look up here as well. And it's kind of hard to have a look on the entire map sometimes. Okay, so this guy is just going to turn around. He has both the spawners locked down, I think. So I don't know what this is and where this goes, but this may actually be the way we go, because this guy here will lock down this area. And speaking of him, let's reload. So let's get our sergeant going this way. See what's down this way. This may be the way we have to go. And if it is, what I'll do is I'll have this guy come through. Excuse me. And then this guy and take over the overwatch, so this guy can go and drop off what he needs to drop off. So we'll put our overwatch down.
Overwatch protocol initiated.
Just making sure there's not like vents and things for them to go. So this guy is just gonna haul butt down here because he has an overwatch. It's not showing exactly how far he can move. So next turn, what he'll do is he will take over the overwatch of the other guy,
Objective marked.
and then this guy will come down this way with the rest of the group. If this is indeed a way to get to where I want to go. If it's not, if it's a dead end, then we'll forget about it. Although it looks like you go through this series of doors to get where I want to go, so that does look like a valid path. Okay, and that overwatch, did we have him reload? No, we didn't. Well, I'm going to have him backpedal one space, which does kill a Gene Stealer. Then we'll reload, and then we'll put our overwatch down.
Overwatch.
And then that hall should be pretty well locked down. And we're going to end the turn again.
Enemy sighted. They are close, brothers.
Oh, again, I forgot
Enemy
to look.
sighted.
Okay, so we do have some Gene Stealers coming from this direction. So whether or not that's a valid path, I don't know. But as far as my scanners can see, I'm not seeing anyone, so... Uh-oh. We got some kind of key stuck. Okay, good. Alright. So this guy's going to run down... Well, let's check out with our sergeant what's going on over here. So first off, he needs to reload. Then we need to have him go up this many spaces. Okay, we have eyes on another spawner, which we should be able to lock down pretty easily. So let's put our overwatch down.
Going into Overwatch.
And this is a pretty clear path to where we would need to go. So I'm definitely going to send this guy down this way just because I think that that is a better way for him to go. Fortunately, because he has an overwatch up, it doesn't allow me to move exactly how he would be able to move. Which is slightly annoying, but it's good that they also have the overwatch, stay multiple turns. Okay, we put down the overwatch with this
They
guy.
will fall.
So that's ready. He just needs to reload and cool
Resuming fire. Obstruction removed.
Okay, good. Okay, so this guy needs to turn in this direction and reload. And then he has his overwatch set up. Alright, good. So we've got two guys going this way. But from what I can see, this is probably a dead end that is only a spawner. So really we need to go up this way. So we need to figure out how to do that, but let's move on with the mission. Cheese tears are coming. Of course, the action's up here now. More I need down here. He's overheated.
Multiple targets acquired.
Okay, so the gene stealers are putting the spawns down where they need to. He just needs to reload and go off.
Weapon functional.
Okay. So
Clear to fire.
move here. Okay, this guy's gonna move up a couple spaces. Okay, we're gonna move up one more space. That was a lot of missing. And we're going to reload, cool it down,
Weapon operational.
put an overwatch.
Holding position.
This guy is going to move one, turn.
Cleanse the monstrosity.
Okay. And he's going to put down an overwatch.
Overwatch.
And now that he's kind of watching this area, it's kind of questionable how well he can see up there. But we're going to kind of take a gamble here and move up. But we're still going to put an overwatch down. While that guy's moving, we will... Okay, he didn't need to do anything. That's fine. Okay, then we'll put an overwatch down just for safety's sake.
Order confirmed.
There is kind of a danger here that this guy gets through and kills my sergeant, but that is the risk we're going to have to take. We have to be somewhat aggressive if we want to get the mission concluded. Okay, we killed that guy. Another spawn there. Okay.
The approach.
And we've got some kills going on up there. Okay, so we have an overheat here. So we're going to reload. Cool down.
Weapon operational.
Got a couple action points to play with beyond the overwatch, so we might as well shoot. Kill. Okay, we'll do another reload and overwatch. Okay, so things are going well. So here, we're going to move up and block this spawner. And we still have enough points to put down an overwatch too, to top all that off. So, spawner blocked.
Watching for enemy contact.
Here we don't quite have the action points to do that, but we are going to move up here and put an overwatch down, and then we can probably do that next turn. Yep, overwatch.
Going into overwatch.
Now that he's overwatched, we'll move this guy up. Let's just take the overwatch off to save us time. Move him up here, because it looks like all we have to do is get through this one door and we can get to the objective. And that was the guy that's carrying the objective, so that's all good. So let's end our turn. Alright, so we got a achievement.
Target.
Oh, okay, we got a lot of gene stealers coming. Alright, so let's get this guy out of the way. Move him up. I don't know if I'll be able to get to this turn, which is kind of problematic because we've got a lot of gene stealers down here. So let's put our overwatch up
Flank secure.
and our reload. Now let's try and run here. I don't think we're going to make it. Nope, no way. So turn and open the door, and that's the best we can do. So the sergeant has to make do with what he's got, unfortunately. So open the door, and that should do it for that. We may very well have a dead sergeant here. So we're out of ammo, so definitely reload. And put a shot here. Before we do that, I just want to make sure that this guy's taken care of. Oh, okay, so he didn't really have to do anything last turn because they put all their spawns down here. Or that spawner that's up there went this way instead of that way. Okay, so the tough thing here is he's got a total of, if we take the Overwatch off, he's got 5 action points. It's very possible he could kill all of these guys with his 5 action points, although I somewhat doubt it. Because a lot of those action points have to be used cooling things off and stuff like that. We're going to do that. We're going to do our best, though. So, unfortunately, that happened. So now we have to cool down.
Obstruction removed.
And I see ourselves having one more shot here. Killing that one. And then I think best move, although we could put 2 shots down, the likelihood that they'll do anything is minimal. So I say Overwatch. He does have, you know, a decent close combat ability, so hopefully he can protect himself if it comes to that. Alright, so that's pretty much the turn. That one's dead, and that one's dead. So it looks like he did what he needed to do because the turn should be over coming up. Okay, we have some fire going on up there. Okay, so let's get over here and get our objective done as soon as possible. Okay, and spend your action point, and there's the mission. So I don't know if we would have been able to hold out another turn, but we managed to get our objective complete, and that's all that matters. So let's just skip through this. And I imagine we got quite a few levels ups there from how many Gene Stealers we killed and everything. But that was a pretty difficult mission purely because of the constrained corridors that we had. And as that was a branch in the road, we only really have one path left. And that may actually be the final mission. I'm kind of curious, but it says it's a very hard mission. So I hope you look forward to that in the next video, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.